Hello and welcome to One Called Mama. I am your host, Sam, and I am so excited to be here for season 4 premiere of our show. It just feels so good to be back. It has been a heck of a 2 months since our last episode. I guess it hasn't been 2 months since season 3. However, it feels like for me, as far as like the last time I sat down to record and upload and all of that, it feels like 2 months. So I am very excited to be back today. And I'm really, really looking forward to jumping into our topic. So, if you've been listening since the beginning, you know that a lot of times I talk about things that are very, very much just on my sleeve, what I'm dealing with right now in the moment or have just dealt with. And so I felt like this was something that was very important to discuss, and it's something that I just walked through. So let's talk about it together. And I do want to say that if you follow me on social media, you will have seen that I was just in a stage play. I have been doing theater, or had been doing theater since I was like 15 years old, maybe even younger. Um, and starting our family put all that to a stop. You know, it had been 5 years since I have been on stage, and it was so joyful to get back on stage. I loved every second of it. I loved every rehearsal. I loved every late night. I loved maybe didn't love learning the lines, but I loved every minute. I loved just being on stage and having the connection and being back with the people that I used to see very often, actually, because, I would average about 2 shows a year. And I just missed it. I missed it so much. And what I didn't expect, and what we're going to talk about, is I didn't expect how hard it would be to go back to normal once the show opened and rehearsals were over and it was kind of back to reality. And it hit me so hard, and I didn't expect it. I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't know how to handle it. And here we go, right? We go through the mental battle of, why am I having these yucky feelings? Why am I having these thoughts? What do I do? What's wrong with me? What do I want? Am I really doing what I want to do? Am I doing the right thing? Should I be going through all of this? Just all of this stuff. And the world and secular opinion wants us to believe that we should be doing what makes us happy. We should be doing what feels good. And my friends, that is just not the truth. It's not healthy either. If we did what always made us feel happy and what always felt good, we would be very unhealthy people emotionally, spiritually, physically. I don't know about y'all, but I love to eat. I love food. I love chocolate, and I love carbs, and I love sweets. I love food. But if I allowed myself to indulge all the time, I would be very unhealthy. And I mean, none of this is news to you. I mean, you know this. We all know this. And yet, I think, you know, it's hard to not kind of take in that belief. I see it seeping into Christianity too, and I see it seep into well-meaning phrases or sayings, or it might be kind of trying to turn it into something good, but it's really at its core. It's a dangerous thing to believe that we should always do what we want to do or what feels good to us. And so, specifically, what I want to talk about is when you are walking in your calling and you're living out your purpose, and you're working hard, you're moving forward, you're taking that step every day to push the needle. There are going to be days, maybe weeks, maybe months, where you don't want to do it, where pushing that needle forward is so hard that you would rather do anything else, that walking in your calling is so uncomfortable that you would rather go back to what you were doing and be comfortable, because the uncomfortableness of learning something new, of putting yourself out there, of being vulnerable, it just becomes too much. And you just want to just walk away. You start to second guess that this is the right decision. You start to think, maybe I'm making my life too hard. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Should it really be this hard? Because I mean, if I was doing what God wanted me to do, it would feel good. It would be good. It would be something I would want to do. I would find an enjoyment in it. And that's not necessarily true. And I want to talk about people in the Bible and how that's not true. So let's start off Jonah. Okay. Jonah, God told him, go to Nineveh. Go to Nineveh, tell the people that if they don't change their ways, I'm going to destroy them. Did Jonah want to do that? No. Jonah did not want to do that. He thought they didn't deserve to be saved. He thought they didn't deserve forgiveness. And so Jonah hid. Jonah got on a boat. He thought he could hide from God. And we all know how the story goes, right? He goes overboard. There's a big storm. They throw him overboard. He gets swallowed by a fish, a whale, a fish, jury's out on what that really is, but he gets swallowed by a big fish, gets spat out on the beach. And he's like, okay, God, I'll do it. And he does it. And the people repent. Now, was Jonah happy afterwards? Nope, he was not. And we don't really know what happens to Jonah after all of that is said and done. It's a very short book in the Bible. But Jonah didn't want to do what he was called to do. He did not want to answer that call that God put on his life, but he still did it. Moses did not want to go back. He had killed an Egyptian. He had been seen doing this. He committed a very big sin. He ran, he fled, he hid for a long time. And then God appears to him and says, go back, rescue my people, bring them up out of slavery. And he did not want to go. He did not want to answer the call. And probably the biggest example in the Bible is Jesus. The night before he was arrested, he went to pray and he asked God to let the cup pass from him. And yet in that moment, because Jesus was perfect, he never sinned, his heart was pure, he asked, and yet he said, your will, Father, be done, not mine. But even Jesus did not want to suffer. He did not want to go through what he went through for us. And when you think about it, it's like, wow, even Jesus didn't want to walk that part of his calling. And I mean, of course he didn't. And yet he did it anyway. He pushed through the pain and the discomfort, and he did it anyway. So what's interesting is God not only gives us examples of people in the Bible who struggled with stepping into their calling and living out their calling, he also, and I know there's probably way more examples than just this one, but this is the one that came to my mind. He also gives us examples of when he allows us to rest and how he gives us rest. And so I want to go to First Kings. Is that right? First Kings 17. It's 2-6. I'm just going to read this to you. I don't have all of the context in place here. Please go read for context of what's going on here. However, I think the part we're going to read is going to be enough for you to understand where I'm going with this. So 1 Kings 17, 2-6. Yes. Then the word of the Lord came to him, meaning Elijah, leave here, turn eastward, and hide at the Wadi Cherith where it enters the Jordan. You are to drink from the wadi. I have commanded the ravens to provide for you there. So he, Elijah, proceeded to do what the Lord commanded. Elijah left and lived at the Wadi Cherith, where it entered the Jordan. The ravens kept bringing him bread and meat in the morning and in the evening, and he would drink from the wadi. After a while, the wadi dried up because there had been no rain in the land. So, what that tells me is that, yes, while God commands us to do the work, he also commands us to rest. And not only does he command us to rest, he provides in the resting. He provides what we need to rest. And I think that's just so beautiful and such a perfect image of God, of how he loves us. He knows, okay? He knows how hard it is to live in this world. He knows how difficult it is to do the things that he's asking us to do. He's not unaware and he's not uncaring. He knows that it requires much of us to do the things that he's telling us to do. And so in that, he provides not only his grace, because we talk about and we hear about how God provides his grace when things are hard, and we only understand it or know it when we're in that moment, and the grace is there, right? He gives it when we need it. And more so than that, it's moments like this when we are doing the work and we need the rest and the renewal. He's there. He provides that for us. And honestly, guys, when I think about this opportunity for me to come back to the stage and to really just have fun for 2 months, I feel like that was my renewal time. I feel like God gave me that, and it was such a gift. I feel like he gave me that because I have worked so hard, and the last several years have been so difficult. And, since starting a family, it's felt like a race, right? Like a marathon. And it's just been one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. And the pure enjoyment I got from just 2 months of being at the theater, doing what I love to do and what I just am passionate about doing. And I love the theater and the connection and the fun. And he gave me that. And man, that was such a gift. And that was from him. So I know he will do the same for you. He will. He'll give you those moments where there's just this opportunity that comes up and it's like, man, should I really do that? Yes. If God is opening the door, you've prayed about it, you've asked for his blessing, and he allows you to go through it, oh my gosh, do it. Because he also gives you passions for things that you love to do for a reason. They're there for a reason. And if you still love doing it, then, oh my goodness, yes, step into that. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that. But I also wanted to go into 3 practical ways that we can keep moving forward when things get hard. And the first one I wrote down is to protect your time to rest. I mentioned briefly on a previous episode last season about scheduling your time off. And that is a practice that I think, I don't know, that I learned when I was working. And protecting your time off, actually scheduling your time off in advance when you're scheduling your month or your week. And some people do like their year out. They schedule like their yearly goals, and they also schedule off their vacations like at the beginning of the year, or technically the year end, so that they're ready for their new year. But anyway, I digress. Protecting your time off, planning ahead how you're going to rest. What is it going to look like? What are you going to do? How are you going to refill yourself, fill your cup? The next thing I put down was staying connected to the things and the people that you love. So that goes back to your passions. What do you love to do? What do you love to do? Is it writing? Do you love to journal? Do you love to read books? Do you love to go for walks or play tennis? Do you love to go shopping, like just browsing? Like, I'm not saying go spend lots of money. I'm not saying that, but do you love to get out and go do things or go have coffee with friends? who are the people in your life that you need to stay connected with that fill you up, that are good for you, that are really just, they keep you grounded? Who are those people? Are you staying connected to them? Be intentional about staying connected with those people and with those pieces of yourself that bring you joy. I just think, again, I think that is so important. I think it's just so important to do the things that you love to do, that you have a passion about. And it doesn't mean it has to be something practical or something, um, for example, there's TV shows I love to watch. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but there are specific shows I like to watch. So allowing myself to watch something, or if me and my husband, for example, we've started watching movies on the weekends after we put the kids to bed, because we realize that we are not going to be able to watch movies ever again unless we just stay up late and watch movies after they go to bed. So that's what we've started doing. We put them to bed, and then it's maybe 9 o'clock and or later. It takes our kids a really long time to fall asleep, but it's 9 or 10 o'clock, and we turn a movie on, and we're up until midnight or 1 o'clock. But you know what? We have a little mini date night, and that's done wonders for us. So stay connected to the things that you love and the people that you love, and be very intentional with those relationships. And then the last one is give yourself reminders, like little notes to yourself of how God has validated the work he's doing in you and the work that you've done. So for me, I will share this. I mentioned earlier that last year I went through this doubt, this whole thing. I was really tearing this whole thing apart. Like, in my mind, what am I doing? Why am I here? Why am I doing all this hard work? I'm not really seeing results. This is taking me away from my kids. Well, I mean, kind of. It was mentally taking me away from my kids. It was taxing. It was hard. It was very uncomfortable. It was just all of these things, all the negative, blah, blah, blah in my head, just at war, telling me that I was just making a horrible mistake trying to do this podcast and start up this ministry and everything I'm trying to do. And I don't remember the whole thing. I know I was doing Bible studies, weekly Bible studies on Wednesdays, but I wrote this note to myself in my Bible, and I'm going to share it with you. So it's John 15:16 is the verse that I highlighted. And it says, "You did not choose me, but I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce fruit, and that your fruit should remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he will give you." And in the margins, I wrote, "I am fruitful." And I wrote down how I've been fruitful. And I said, Evie and Ethan, one called Mama, my marriage, my friendships, my family. And then I taped in, because I do Bible journaling, I taped in a note, and this is what I wrote down. "I am not wasting my time. The Lord chose me to complete the good works he pre-planned in advance for me. Man's success is not what God considers successful. I am where I am supposed to be, with a promise that he will carry me through until my work is complete." So, okay, fast forward to a couple of weeks ago when I was feeling really crummy. I was really just feeling kind of lost. Didn't want to come back. Didn't want to put in the work. It felt so big and so heavy and so hard, and I just didn't know where I would even start. And I thought about how I had this entry in my Bible, so I went to it. And to see my words, to read that passage and to see my words, and to know that I had been here. Okay, I had been thinking similar thoughts, and that I was able in that moment, because God had met me where I was, write that down. It was powerful. It was so powerful, and it was so helpful to be like, hey, it's okay. You've felt this before. You've felt this overwhelm before. You've felt this yuck and hard before, and it's okay. You're going to get through it. This is just part of it. And it was such a helpful reminder for me to see that. So if you can, we talk, people journal, and I've never been able to be consistent with journaling, like just in a diary. It's just hard. It's just not me. But maybe even emailing yourself those moments when God does something really awesome in your life or something really big happens, emailing yourself that thing so you have it, so you can save it. Maybe having a Word document or a Google Drive, document or something, a Google Sheets or whatever it's called, their version of Word, and start just putting them in there. Just start saving them. Those moments where God shows up, like those, you're basically just putting up monuments, right, of where God showed up in your life, and so you can recall them and you can remember them and you can go back to them when things get hard, because we know things are going to get hard. It's just, how are we going to be prepared for that? And how are we going to push through it this next time? Because the enemy doesn't want us to do this, guys. He does not want us to move forward. He does not want me to be sitting here talking to you right now. He doesn't want us to do it. And that is why we have to. We have got to do this because it is so important. This work is everything. The work you are doing is everything. There is a plan. There is a purpose. It is not just about whatever it is that you are doing. It is about the impact it is having in the spiritual world. It is about the spiritual impact, because even if just one person is touched, that one person, you have changed the entire course of their lives. And that one person goes on, and that one person, and it's a ripple effect. And you can laugh at that. You can think that's not true. You can think that that's just a fairy tale, or that's just like a nice way to think. But I'm telling you, that is the truth. God is a God of miracles yesterday, today, and forever. And he has so many things worked out in small detail that we just do not understand and cannot comprehend. And it excites me when I think about all the things he's doing through every little decision we make, every little yes we give him. He takes it and he turns it into something incredible. And that is why we have to keep going. It is so worth it. All of the hard, all of the difficult, all of the pain and the suffering that we experience here in what we do, it's worth it. It's worth it. Lay it at the foot of the cross, give it to Jesus, and say, I give this to you. Here is my offering. This is my offering to you. Oh, it's incredible. It's awesome. And I'm so humbled and so honored that I get to be part of that. The last thing, and this is kind of like a little bonus thing, and I know you've probably heard this, understanding your why. I mean, I've heard this so many times over the years, and it's really easy to kind of just, your why, whatever. It is very important. And if you have a why statement, something that you can look at, and it can help you reground yourself and re-anchor yourself in why you are showing up today. Why are you here? Why are you making these choices? It really does help. And it really does keep us grounded and keep us anchored and helps us to show up the way we need to show up. Okay. I feel so good. I'm so happy to be here. I am so glad you're here. If there is anything I can join in prayer with you, if you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, I would love to hear them. I would love to know what you want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet. Please feel free to email me at onecalledmama@gmail.com. I'm also now taking appointments for prayer Bible workshops. If that is something that you would like to do and you are local to where I live, then let's get that booked. You can also email me at onecalledmama@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for joining me today. It has been a blessing, and I will be talking to you again very soon. Bye.